Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of Pan the Organizer. Today you're going to witness the full detail and transformation of this 2024 Tesla Model 3. We're going to be going over all the washing steps, the decontamination steps, both chemical and mechanical to remove embedded contamination. We're going to be machine polishing and doing some paint correction to make the paint pop, add more clarity, depth, and gloss. And we're going to follow that up with the application of an amazing ceramic coating, which is going to protect the vehicle for many years and make it very easy to clean during the maintenance washes. And also, as you're going to tell, the results are breathtaking. So let's go ahead and start the show. All right, let's get started. So I remind you that I'll include the links to all the tools, products, and equipment in the description under the video for you guys to check them out. So all you have to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. So first order of business, let me remove these plastic hubcaps that are covering the wheels. I think it's for aerodynamic purposes on the Teslas. Correct me if I'm wrong. Next, I'm using Citral 266 to remove these little markings on the tires on brand new cars. And we're going to do the pre-wash with a snow foam. So we're going to be filling our foam cannon container with 900 milliliters of water. And we're going to add 3 ounces of snow foam. In this case, the Koch Chemie Super Foam, which is a pH 12, so an alkaline snow foam higher on the pH scale. And this is made to remove traffic film, soften up bug guts and all that kind of stuff. We're in pollen season right now. We're in May 2024 when I'm filming this. So basically a 1:10 dilution ratio in the foam cannon. I'm spraying on a dry surface. That way the foam can cling better and do its job. Leave that for a few minutes. Never let the foam dry, so don't work in direct sunlight. And you're going to let that dwell, and you can see all the dirt starting to being pulled off and pooled on the floor there. So once that timing is done and we let the snow foam do its thing, it's time to fully rinse the vehicle. And this is going again to basically start the decon process or the decontamination, because there's many steps that need to be done on a new vehicle before we consider it new. So the next step is to use Brake Buster, a wheel and tire cleaner, higher on the pH scale once again. And we diluted it 1:3 inside the IK foaming pump sprayer. You spray on the wheel and then you agitate with different brushes. So the Detail Factory tire brush to scrub the tire walls. Next, the Easy Detail brush for the inner barrels. And we also have a Detail Factory wheel face brush to get into all the nooks and crannies of the wheel faces or more intricate designs. You can use whatever brushes you guys want. As long as you're using safe washing methods, there's absolutely no problems. Again, I'll leave all the links in the description if you want to have a look at what I'm using to detail this car from beginning to end. Next, we're going to use an acidic soap. So in this case, CarPro Descale, pH 6, so slightly acidic. And we're mixing 5 ounces of the soap into 4 gallons of water. We're going to suds that up. And the reason for using this is basically a 2 pH system, right? We started with a high alkaline snow foam for the pre-wash to start softening up a bit of that road film, remove loose dirt and debris. And then we're using the acidic soap, in this case for the contact wash. And this helps to remove any water spots and basically any potential cheap wax or sealant that was applied by the dealership. It starts to break that up. We're going to further do machine polishing to ensure we get a 100% clean surface free of any previous protection, because it's important to get a virgin clear coat before you apply a ceramic coating, because it needs to bond directly to the clear coat if you want to get maximum durability and performance out of it. So with the acidic shampoo in this case, as you can tell, there's nothing left on the surface. The water is flat, it pools and slowly sheets off. There's no water beading, indicating that there's no protection, because we gave clear instructions, by the way, to the dealership not to apply any wax or sealant on the paint. So if you can do that when you buy a brand new car, give specific instructions, avoid them doing all that and do the work yourself. Next, for the decontamination of the wheels, we're going to use an iron remover. In this case, DIY Detail iron remover, that we also use as a clay lubricant. So we use the DIY Detail perforated synthetic decontamination towel along with the iron remover as a clay lube. So not all iron removers can be used as clay lubes. You need to have some that contain no solvents, because they're going to break down the clay media if you have any solvents in them. So in this case, the DIY Detail iron remover is very safe to use. And so you can see it also suds up. So 1 spray on the folded perforated decontamination towel, 1 spray on the surface. You put the towel where you sprayed on the surface and you go to town, up and down and left to right. This is going to remove any of that iron particles typically from brake dust and industrial fallout, but also any other embedded contamination. So we're doing 2 steps into one here, chemical decon and mechanical decontamination. For the wheels, we're going to spray some DIY Detail Quick Beads, a graphene-based spray and rinse type sealant. Spray on the surface, wait 30 seconds, and then you rinse from bottom up. This is going to water activate the sealant, and you're getting a few months of protection, making the wheels much easier to clean. Because even though we're not seeing these, they're behind the hubcaps, I still wanted to add some protection. This was not a full wheels off detail. It wasn't included in the package for ceramic coating the wheels, just so you guys know, but I still like to over deliver. So I still applied some protection on the wheels to make them easier to clean during the maintenance washes. Blow drying a unprotected paintwork doesn't do much. That was just to remove water from the nooks and crannies, but we're going to use a microfiber drying towel in this case for the rest of the vehicle. We're going to prime the pad with some rinseless wash, 1 to 256 dilution in the solution with a Lake Country 4000 pad washer, and we're using the DIY Detail Gold Standard Waffle Pad to machine polish. So this is how you prime the pad in this case. So it's going to be slightly damp, no problem. And then we use the DIY Detail Gold Standard Polish. No need to tape the trim with this because it doesn't stain trim, so you're saving a lot of time. We're using a flex polisher in this case, a cordless one, but this is the forced rotation, so 8mm short stroke. And you're going to find out why in just a few seconds, because we're going to be using the app polish. So the adhesion primer polish, or the adhesion promoter polish, should I say, from C6 Ceramics, because we're applying the C6 Ceramics Hydro Light. So a 6-year ceramic coating that is insane. So we machine polish the surface, then we use a microfiber towel that's damp with the rinseless solution, diluted 1 to 256, and buff with a second clean and dry towel. Of course, always observe your results with an inspection light. In this case, I'm using a ScanGrip LED inspection light, and we actually went above and beyond. We're probably 95% correction here. There's almost no scratches or swirls left. Flawless finish. So we increased the clarity, the pop, the depth, the gloss. We see more of that metallic finish. And this is how it looks without the inspection light. So as you can tell, it's near perfection. Crazy, crazy gloss here. That's the best way, by the way, to increase the maximum gloss is always through paint correction. The protection afterwards is only icing on the cake. So here's the app, the APP, the Adhesion Promoter Polish. Just 3 or 4 pea-sized drops on the gold. This is the DIY Detail Red Jeweling Pad. So yeah, we put low speed number 1 on the polisher, and the need for the short stroke in this case, use something either like a palm sander or in this case the XCE polisher cordless from Flex. It only has an 8mm stroke. Basically, you need a short stroke to not overwork the product. If you're overworking it with a 15mm stroke like a Rupes Bigfoot, for example, polisher, you're going to overwork the product and it's going to be a nightmare to remove. So that's why I'm using this short stroke polisher in this case. So low speed, you're basically just applying the polish at this point. The paint correction is already done in the previous step. This is only laying down material that's going to do a deeper cleaning, so a chemical cleaning of the paint. It has a little bit of abrasives, but not enough to do a full correction. So this is going to also help to increase the better bonding of the ceramic coating, add even more gloss, and get the maximum durability out of the coating. So you apply it, you can either wipe it off immediately using a plush microfiber towel like I'm using here, or you can wait the following day if you want. It doesn't matter. You have a large window to work with. So that's pretty cool from the APP polish from C6 Ceramics. So I definitely recommend that you guys get this. If you have the professional version coatings, this is a must. But if you have the Hydro Light, so this is the consumer version, 6-year coating, basically the same performance, just a bit less refined detonated nano diamonds compared to the regular Hydro that I have on my own Porsche Cayenne. So you're still getting crazy performance and you're getting all the latest technology. So we're going to first prime the pad that it comes with, a foam application pad with 10 to 12 drops. I'm going to start in the center and we're going to apply the rest of the place. And for the rest of the panels, once you have a primed pad, you can box the sections in as you're going to see. So you can apply this to all the exterior surfaces basically except the tires. So you can coat it, you can coat the paint, you can coat glass, headlights, taillights, plastics, wheels. You can go the whole 9 yards. One 30 ml bottle will typically yield 2 average sized cars if you're careful, because you don't need a lot. You just reload with a few drops every other panel. As long as the applicator is gliding on the surface, you're good to go. If it feels a bit grabby or it starts to drag, that's when you know you need to reload. Now you let the coating rainbow on the surface, and as you can see here, like a rainbow effect or an oil slick on water appearance, once 50% or more of that rainbowing effect has dissipated, that's when you know it's good to start wiping. So we have 2 towels, one short nab towel for leveling the coating, so to ensure that you're getting no high spots. It's very forgiving, this Hydro Light coating, by the way, from C6 Ceramics. So easy to apply, one of the easiest, if not the easiest, that I have ever applied. So you're leveling the coating with the first towel, and then you're going to take the second plusher, thicker towel. That's what we call the insurance wipe. So you can see here this red towel. So you go over the entire surface, and that way you can ensure that you're applying the coating very thoroughly and that you're not going to get any high spots. Those are the darker spots that are harder to remove if you let them go. So be very thorough. You can use some inspection lights or work in a well-ventilated space, by the way. The minimum application temperature for this is 50 degrees Fahrenheit or 10 degrees Celsius. It's better to work at the temperature I'm in, so 20 degrees Celsius or 68 Fahrenheit or 21 Celsius or 70 degrees Fahrenheit. That's optimal. So follow the instructions when you're applying these coatings. And as you can see, I boxed the section in now that the pad is already primed. So you box the section, and then in circular motion, that's what's recommended by Ivan Lacroix from C6 Ceramics and DIY Detail. So you do some circular motion and you apply it. I can do 2 sections at a time because I work in a controlled environment, but depending on the conditions that you work in, you might want to adjust the flashing time, right? So do a test panel and see how much time it takes for the flashing to occur and for 50% of it to dissipate, and that's when you know it's good to start leveling the coating. Once again, I know a lot of people say that we're buffing the coating off. You're not buffing the coating off. The first towel is to basically level the coating to make sure you get an even coverage. That's the goal here, and to avoid any high spots. And that second towel, again, is not to buff. Well, it's technically to buff to a high shine, but it's also, we call it an insurance wipe, to make sure that you're leaving nothing behind. So I coated the entire vehicle from top to bottom, including the top glass, right? The moonroof is a full glass roof. All the glass, the windshield, as you can see here. So you go through whole 9 yards, the plastics, the headlights, the tail lights. So this coating here has all the latest technologies. It has polysilazane, it has silicon carbide, it has silicon dioxide, also known as SiO2. It has silicon nitride, and it has refined detonated nano diamonds. So basically, it is a costly coating, and the reason for that is all that technology that's in there and the process to make it as well, which is very time consuming. And so this is probably, we're going to see if it's going to take an award. But so far I'm following on these vehicles I'm applying these coatings on, including my own car, and it's doing amazing. So well, if you haven't seen it yet, I'll probably have a 1-month update on the performance of the coating. And so I'm expecting a lot of great things, but for gloss and slickness initially, and the durability up to now is insane. The hydrophobic properties are second to none. Some of the best, if not the best I've seen of any coatings out there. And I know my fellow content creators on YouTube, detailers as well, share the same sentiment for those who have tried this. Here I'm using Built Hammer Traceless, my favorite new glass cleaner. It's insane how good it is. Use a dedicated glass towel when you're cleaning glass. It makes the job a lot easier. We're going to apply final touches on the tires. So the dark side tire sealant from CarPro, basically you're going to get 1 to a month and a half of durability out of this. Very easy to apply and a perfect, not too glossy, not too matte appearance. We're going to place the hubcaps back on, and yes, do a final wipe to make sure there's no fingerprints. And let's have a look at the end results, guys. The paint is literally dripping wet. For a daily driver like this, normally we try to aim 80 to 85% correction. We don't necessarily want pure perfection, but in this case, I say I likely achieved over 95% correction. I don't see any swirls or scratches left. Tesla paint is a bit more finicky. They're getting better. I remember the first generations were absolutely horrible. Quality control was super bad, but they are improving. So much good tech. Look at this. Look at the side shot there with the natural light coming in from the glass. It looks dripping wet. What with a crazy effect. I remind you that all the links to the tools and products, I'll place those in the description under the video for you guys to check those out. I hope you enjoyed the process. Tons more videos on my channel if you want to learn about car detailing, all the tips, tricks, all the techniques, and all the good stuff. So make sure you subscribe. And in the meantime, don't forget, keep it tight, keep it clean, and I'll see you on the next one.